Afternoon, dear students. Welcome to World of Chemistry. This is your chemistry period, and as we are doing chapter acid, bases, and salt. So today's topic is chemical properties of acid and bases. As we have already done the physical properties of acid bases, in which we have studied that acid is sour in taste, base are bitter in taste, and acid is having less than 7 pH value, whereas base have more than 7 pH value. Acid is not non acid is corrosive in nature, base is also corrosive in nature. These are some of the physical properties of acid and bases. Now today we will do the chemical properties of acid bases. So in chemical properties, first property of acid and bases are how do acid and base react with metal. I mean, when acid and base will react with metal, what will produce? So this is one small activity has given here, in which in one test tube we will take hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas is an acid which will take in the test tube with the sulfuric acid, with the dilute sulfuric acid. Okay, so when the it is a yes, in a test tube we will take dilute sulfuric acid as an acid with zinc granule. The reaction is somewhere H2SO4 plus Zn. Okay, so you will get in the end one gas will produce, that is hydrogen gas, with the popping sound. And what is the that hydrogen gas popping sound? That this is the proof that hydrogen gas is produced, as hydrogen gas in soap solution will give the bubbles, and if we will take candle in front of the bubbles, so it will burn very immediately with the popping sound. Popping sound is like some pop like sound, that when you are opening the cap of a bottle, then one sound is coming, that is called popping sound. So after this, next is acid and metal. And note that the metal in the above reaction displays hydrogen from the acid. This is seen as hydrogen gas. The metal combine with the remaining part of the acid and form compound called salt. So whenever acid will react with metal, it will produce a salt, it will form a salt and hydrogen gas. The symbol of this reaction between acid and metal is hydrogen gas. So when sodium hydroxide, a base, same case with the base, when base is react with any metal, it will produce sodium zincate plus hydrogen gas. Okay, you find again the hydrogen is formed in the reaction. However, such reaction are not possible with all metals. So let's see this activity that I am performing practically, just to show you that how acid and metal react and how hydrogen gas is produced. So watch this video and enjoy this video. Next is how do metal carbonate and metal hydrogen carbonate react with acid. So what is the formula of metal carbonate and metal hydrogen carbonate? Metal carbonate is Na2CO3, that is baking soda, and metal carbonate is simple salt, and metal hydrogen carbonate is baking soda. So here also one activity has given, that you can see when we are going to take calcium hydroxide here, sodium carbonate we have taken inside the test tube. With sodium hydrocarbonate we have add hydrogen chloride. So this is the reaction of sodium carbonate with acid. Sodium carbonate react with acid, it will produce carbon dioxide gas. When it will produce carbon dioxide gas, how you will prove that carbon dioxide gas has produced? When this carbon dioxide gas will go to this tube, so it will make the calcium hydroxide milky. Okay, calcium carbonate it will form. So this is the proof that how metal carbonate react. So let's take this activity. Test tube A, we have taken sodium carbonate with HCl, it will produce NaCl and H2O. You have done in chemical reaction chapter. So you see sodium carbonate will break down into NaCl. So NaCl, you can see Na will react with Cl, it will form NaCl, and H will react with O, H2O. What remain then? Out of CO3, one O is with oxygen, with water, and left CO2 left, that will be in the end product. So it proved that whenever metal will react with any acid, whenever metal carbonate will react with any acid, it will produce carbon dioxide. This is the proof. And whenever metal will react with acid, it will produce hydrogen gas. Same way with sodium bicarbonate. When sodium bicarbonate will react with HCl, it will again produce NaCl, H2O, CO2. But the difference is what? Here two salt we are getting, here single salt we are getting. Only the difference is in stoichiometry, in balancing. On passing the carbon dioxide gas, it evolved lime water. When we will react carbon dioxide, pass carbon dioxide in select lime water, it will give us white precipitate that is called limestone. It will form limestone. So what is the calcium carbonate preparation? It is calcium hydroxide plus carbon dioxide will produce calcium carbonate and water. On passing excess of carbon dioxide in calcium carbonate, it will form a soluble in water, that is calcium bicarbonate. Okay, so this activity also we will do. Limestone, chalk, marble, these are the different form of calcium carbonate we have. All metal carbonate and hydrogen carbonate react with acid to give corresponding salt, carbon dioxide and water. This is the conclusion. So metal carbonate and metal hydrogen carbonate will react with acid. It will produce salt, carbon dioxide and water. This is the basic I can say conclusion. What we did now, two properties we did. First property we did, metal reaction with acid will produce salt and H2 gas, whereas metal carbonate react with acid, it will produce salt, H2O, but in the end product CO2. These are the two basic property we did. Now third property, how do acid and base react with each other? When acid and base will react each other, it will form a salt and water. Now this is third property in which we are going to neutralize acid with base and base with acid. This reaction between acid and base is known as neutralization reaction, in which base will react with acid and form a salt and water. Due to this water formation, the reaction is known as neutralization reaction that we already did. So reaction of metallic oxide with acid. This is fourth type of property. Reaction of metallic oxide. Metal oxide. Now you take example of suppose zinc oxide. When zinc oxide will react with HCl, it will form ZnCl2 plus H2O. So we will make 2 here. Yes, we will make 2 here, 2 here, not here. 2 we will make here. Okay, balancing after balancing. So whenever metal oxide will react with acid, whenever metal oxide react with any acid, it will form a salt and water again. So it means that when we are going to react acid with base, again salt and water will produce. When we will react metal oxide with acid, it again was salt and water will produce. Metal oxide mean NaOH. So it is same. NaOH will react with HCl. It will again, it is same. It means that whether you take example of acid react with base, whether you take example of acid react with base, then it will produce salt and water, or where you will react metal oxide with acid. Metal oxide is again base. Since metallic oxide react with acid to give salt and water, similar to the reaction to base with an acid. So same line again I am repeating. Since metal oxide react with acid, it gives salt and water. In the similar way, the reaction between base with an acid will also produce the salt and water. It means that metallic oxide are basic oxide. Metal oxide are basic oxide. So reaction of non-metallic oxide. Now general reaction non-metallic oxide like carbon dioxide will react with NaOH. It will again produce salt and water. End product in the last 3 properties, acid react with base, metal oxide react with acid, non-metal oxide react with base, will produce same product, that is salt and water. Since this is similar to the reaction between the base and an acid again, so it means that non-metallic oxide is acidic in nature. So to conclusion, dear student, again focus, pay attention here. Metal oxide is basic oxide, it means, and non-metal oxide is acidic in nature. So this you need to see. And now after doing these chemical properties, just try to give answer of these question. Why should curd and source substance not be kept in brass and copper vessel? Because curd is an acid, and brass is an metallic substance. So when acid will react with metal, it will produce harmful hydrogen gas. Curd and other source substance contain acid. Therefore, when they are kept in brass and copper vessel, the metal react with the acid to liberate hydrogen gas and harmful product. Therefore, this spoils the curd. Second is, which gas is usually liberated when an acid react with metal? This student, dear student, think about this. Which gas is usually liberated when an acid react with a metal? It is, example, hydrogen gas is usually liberated when an acid react with a metal. This is very important question. So many times it is asked. It has been asked in question paper in your board exam, that which gas is produced when acid react with metal. It is hydrogen gas. And take a few piece of zinc granule and add 5 ml of dilute H2SO4. Shake it and pass the gas produced into the soap solution. Bubble of the soap solution are formed. These soap bubble contain hydrogen gas. So let's perform this activity. I am going to perform this activity in front of you. Just focus this. So welcome this practical. Practical is related to the reaction between acid and metal. Dear students, when whenever we are going to add acid in metal, so acid will produce H gas, hydrogen gas. Okay, so for this purpose we need hydrochloric acid. This is, we have hydrochloric acid. The moment hydrochloric acid, we will add some salt, some metal. This is zinc metal. You can see here it is producing a gas that is called hydrogen gas. This is the reaction, you can see very clearly with the popping sound. So this gas is hydrogen gas and producing popping sound also. So this reaction is you can see very clearly. If I'll show like this way, you can see the hydrogen gas. Metal compound react with dilute hydrochloric acid to produce effervescence. The gas evolved extinction and burning candle. Write a balanced chemical equation. So this is the reaction of carbon dioxide. It means that calcium carbonate react with acid. When calcium will react with Cl, it will produce CaCl2. Yes, it will form CaCl2 and H2CO3 left. So it means that H2O, when H2O, so how many CO2 left? The CO left, it is 2. So this is basic reaction, that is formation of calcium chloride from calcium carbonate and forming of effervescence. That effervescence is due to H2O. Effervescence is due to H2O. What do all acid base have in common? Very simple. It is having ion in common. Ions. H have positive ion, OH have negative ion. These are the basic production what that these are forming. Next is, since the cation present in acid H positive, this suggests that acid produce hydrogen ion in solution which are responsible for their acidic property. So what happened to an acid and base in water solution? When acid and base will add in water solution, it will produce H positive ion. That H positive ion experiment suggests that hydrogen ion in HCl are produced in the presence of water only. If hydrogen HCl is dry, at that position it is not going to be changed the litmus paper. Okay, so once again the question can come, why dry HCl is not changing its color of litmus? Reason, because it is not producing H positive ion. It will produce H positive ion only in the presence of water. Hope so you got. The acid react with water, acid react with water. This is also one of the property. When acid will react with water, it will produce hydronium ion, and hydronium ion is a kind of positive ion, H positive ion or hydronium ion. Okay, so H plus and H2O, it will form H3O positive ion. It is acidic in nature. Base react with water, it will produce nitrogen, sodium positive ion and hydroxide ion. It means that acid produce hydrogen ion, base produce hydroxide ion. So this is already you know. Okay, and basically those bases which generate hydroxide ion and in water, these bases are known as alkali. Let's understand it in detail. Alkali are all those bases which do not, all the bases do not dissolve in water. All bases do not dissolve in water, but an alkali is a base that dissolve in water. They are soapy in touch, bitter and corrosive in nature. Never taste and touch them because they may cause harm in our body. So now, as we have identified that all acids generate H positive ion and all bases generate OH negative ion, so we can view the neutralization reaction. By the reaction, acid react with base, it will form salt and water, in which X and M, X is Cl, Cl and metal will form NaCl, and rest H and OH will form H2O. So why do, now again the question, why do HCl HNO3 show acidic character in aqueous solution, while solution of compound like alcohol or glucose do not show acidic character? The dissociation of HCl or HNO3 to form hydrogen ion always occur in the presence of water, and hydrogen ion combined with water form hydronium ion. So because of that, HCl HNO3 show acidic character in aqueous solution because it produce H positive ion. So although aqueous solution of glucose, alcohol contain hydrogen, but these cannot dissociate into water and not form hydrogen ion. That's why glucose and alcohol or organic solvent, it doesn't produce hydrogen ion, whereas HCl HNO3 produce hydrogen ion. Because of that, these are acidic in nature. So next is why does an aqueous solution of an acid conduct electricity? This is again the same answer, because after dissociation of a in aqueous solution, acid form ions, and these ions are responsible for electricity, because transfer of ion produce electricity. Next is third question, why does dry HCl gas not change the color of the dry litmus paper? This answer you have to give, already I have taught. Fourth question is, while diluting an acid, why is it recommended that acid should not be added? This is very important question. While diluting an acid, why is it recommended that the acid should be added to water, not water to the acid? Again, acid need to be added in water, not water into the acid. So why? The reason is, since the process of dissolving of acid and water is exothermic, it is highly exothermic process, it is always recommended that we should add acid in water. It is done in the other, then it is possible that because of the large amount of heat generated, the mixture splashes out and it can cause burn. It means that when we are adding water to the acid, what will happen? Acid is very strong. When we'll add water in this, it will produce exothermic reaction. Exothermic means highly energetic. It produces lots of heat. Because of that, this test tube or that beaker can be splashed and it can cause. Dear students, last year this thing happened in one of the school in Shimla, where due to small mistake of student in the practical, he added water in acid, and due to this reaction there was a big accident, and 4 to 5 students, they burned their face and hand and body part. So dear students, this is very important in chemistry lab. Whenever you are going, you don't have to play with acid. You will not going to be do anything without the concern of your teacher. Okay, so how is the concentration of hydronium ion affected when a solution of an acid is diluted? Very easy. When an acid is diluted, the concentration of hydronium ion per unit volume decreases. This means that the strength of acid will decrease. Next is, how is the concentration of hydroxide ion affected when excess base is dissolved? What will happen to hydroxide ion when base will dissolve? The concentration of hydroxide ion will increase when excess base is dissolved in solution of sodium hydroxide. Yes, because NaOH is already there, and if we will add some more OH negative, it will increase the concentration of NaOH. Hope so you understood. Next is, this is all about the chemical properties and these some questions from the exercise. Now let's conclude the chapter. We are doing, the chapter name is acid, base and neutral. Neutral is salt, in which we have studied that it is a very important group of chemicals. If we will see, acid, base and neutral are very important group of chemical which can be used in many food, household chemicals, which can be classified in the different way. So how we can come to know whether solution is acid or base? So to test it, we have indicators such as litmus paper. We have litmus have two type of color. It is red color and blue color. In acid it will show always red, in base it will show always blue. Okay, so second side, distinguish, if suppose it is strong acid, then we need to test it by indicator. If it is weak acid like edible acid, then we can use it with the help of taste. Suppose acid have sour taste, bitter have base have bitter taste. Okay, and there are some properties of acid and base in acid, such as it is fruit juice, vinegar, tartaric acid. These are some of the acid which include sour taste, rough feeling and corrosive in nature. Whereas bases are soapy nature, bicarbonate of sodium, bleach are example. It is corrosive in nature, slippery in nature and bitter in taste. Whereas neutral are nothing, they are neutral, they are salt. So this is all about the chapter that we have studied. Hope so you understood, dear students. Now my next question, this next assignment is just to solve the exercise that we will do tomorrow. Okay, so till my next video. So conclusion, okay, before that let's conclude this chapter. With this, the chapter is finished, and today you go through these properties. Tomorrow I am going to make one special video related to chemical property relation. So what is the chapter conclusion? Acid and base are very important in our day-to-day life, but there are harmful and useful effect of acid and bases. When acid react with base, it form a salt and water and get neutralized, so-called neutralization reaction. There are some common salt which contain acid and basic radical. We have studied their chemical formula, chemical name, preparation, property and uses. These are sodium chloride, sodium bicarbonate, sodium carbonate dihydrate, calcium sulfate hemihydrate, calcium sulfate dihydrate, calcium oxychloride. Okay, so I hope so you understood everything. Thanks for watching this video, and take care yourself. Have a nice day. So dear students, till my next video, please keep enjoying these digital classes. Thank you. Have a nice